Yeah, so how you doing tonight? Just going live. It's been interesting. Talking about credit bureaus tonight, stuff like that. A lot of things going on in this world today. I don't know how to open up and say it, but it is what it is. Without further ado, I bring in one. Hey, how you doing, Shaq?
Hey, peace. What's going on?
How you doing? What's going
Oh
on?
man, I'm chilling, man. Maintaining, complaining, baby, as usual. You know it. Bishop, what the word here?
Hey, hey, Chaq, DJ, glad to be with you guys tonight.
Yeah, Frank said he had to work, so I told him I had already set it up. So I told him, look, we just gotta just keep on rolling.
Keep on rolling. That's what I do every day. Me and my wheelchair, just keep on rolling, baby. Keep on.
Um,
Me and my wheelchair, keep on rolling, baby. Just keep on rolling.
You got them D's on her?
You know I
You threw
do,
them
man.
D's
What
on
you
her?
talking about? Them
Put them
hydraulics.
D's on
I got a Cadillac wheelchair.
her.
well,
Up, down, over and around, baby. Up and down, over and around.
speaking of D's, brother, there was a thing with the D word D in it, and I did bring it to your attention earlier, Bishop. I was going to talk about credit, but let me bring this up first since I brought it to you. Uh, let me pull this up.
February the 13th, 1962, at 3 p.m. I verified the absence of life in the body of the funeral. It's gone to join the millions of beings which he sentenced to death. I cannot see it being long. I too join.
Okay, hold on for a minute. Trying to pull this up for y'all. Copyright Act of 1976. This is nobody needs in the teaching education purposes. All right, Bishop, we were talking to you earlier. So I we talking about transgender workers' rights expanded by gender dysphoria ruling. August 18th, 2022. Gender dysphoria covered by ADA appeals court rules follows trend in federal district courts. Transgender workers will gain broadened protection in the wake of a recent federal appeals court decision that gender dysphoria is covered by the Americans with Disabilities Act. Many transgender people suffer from gender dysphoria, which describes the distress caused by a person's gender identity not matching that sex assigned at birth. About 3/4 of transgender children who participated in a 2020 center experience study experienced gender dysphoria by age 7. Transgender workers gain protections against job discrimination with the U.S. Supreme Court 2020 rule that said LGBTQ employees are covered by the 1964 Civil Rights Act. But ADD goes beyond just prohibiting bias, requiring that employees provide reasonable conduct for workers with gender dysphoria. That can mean getting leave for medical procedures or hormone therapy, as well as modifications to bathroom or dress code policies. Okay. I might read some more of that. What's your thoughts on that so far? Any thoughts or comments on that thing right there?
Well, you know I got a whole lot of thoughts and comments on that thing right there. As a person that was born with cerebral palsy 70 years ago, and I've had over 10 operations of various sorts, including knee operations, hip replacements, knee replacements, and all the rest of that. I find it egregious, to say the least, that once again the LGBT community is trying to co-opt one of the movements that were meant for other groups. They always do it all the time. You just mentioned about the 1964 Civil Rights Act, which was earmarked and designated for persons of African American heritage. Now we're talking about the disability movement, the ADA, which was signed by President George H.W. Bush in 1990. Once again, they're trying to attach themselves to that. The LGBT community, which you have talked about, both Shaq and BJ in particular, Judge Brown is so correct. Your analysis of them is accurate to a T, and it's proven every single day. They're always trying to co-opt. They're always trying to take advantage of things that were meant for other groups and trying to make themselves to be a part of that particular group. Now they're part of the civil rights movement. Now they're trying to be a part of the disability movement. They always are trying to co-opt themselves, trying to ingrain themselves. Now there are people who are African American who are disabled. I'm one of them. There are people who are part of the LBG community that are African Americans. I am aware of that. But to try to co-opt your homosexuality, gay, trans lifestyle and trying to identify with these groups through it, I find egregious. If you want to stand on the fact that you are Black, then that's what you stand on, not that you are LBGT community or a member of that community as well. If you want to stand on the fact that you are disabled and certain things need to be given to you because of your disability, that's one thing. But to try to incorporate you and others in your other group to benefit yourselves. And let me say this, every time these groups, and I don't care whether it's the LGBT community or the Latino community or even women who are now the white women who are now the most take advantage of the Civil Rights Act more than any other group in the country. Every time other groups try to co-opt, try to take over, try to ingrain themselves into our groups, it takes away from those who are legitimately members of that group. When you try to have women and LGBTQ and all the rest of them trying to incorporate themselves within the civil rights movement, that takes away from African Americans who may need that advantage to move themselves forward, to advance their own lives. Same with the disability movement. Now that they're co-opting, will my monies be funny now? Will I be able to get another wheelchair when I'm able to when this one fails me or breaks down? Can I get another one now? The more people you incorporate within a group, then the less opportunities for those who are legitimately members of that group to attain things. So now, because now this 1 million or 2 million, how many members there are a part of this LGBT community, and particularly those who are part of the transgender community, are now going to be a part of this community as well. It's the same source of funding. So you're not going to pull away from me from getting a wheelchair that I legitimately need to get around and live a quality life. You're going to pull that from me and make it more difficult for me to get another one when this one finally breaks down, because now you want to have hormone shots, and you're able to get into anatomical changes of your body, and you want to have surgery and all the rest of that. So that preempts my getting a wheelchair that I need to get around to go from here to there to live a normal life, as normal as possible, quote unquote, for you to get a hormone shot or to have a breast reduction or have a breast removal or have a penis insertion, whatever else you do to get your body changed, because you're not going to change. You're still going to be a man no matter what. Your DNA stays the same. You're still going to be a woman no matter what. Your DNA stays the same. All you're doing is changing your anatomical features. And that's a choice. My being in a wheelchair is no choice. My being in a wheelchair is because I have cerebral palsy that I was born with nearly 71 years ago. That's not a choice. That was thrust upon me. And that will be my lot until the day I die, unless God works a miracle. That's the only thing that's going to change that equation. There is no cure for cerebral palsy. There is no vaccine I can take. No pill I can swallow that'll change that fact. But now I got to step back because there's only money for one or two things, either my next wheelchair or your next hormone shot. You know, I can go on more than this. I can go on.
Go ahead, Chaq. Go ahead, because I want you to see what you got to say about this policy.
Man, I agree with Bishop, man. It's a bunch of malarkey because And I'm gonna say some vulgar stuff, bitch. You might want to close your ears. You might.
No, that's okay. I want to hear it. I'm out of mind. Go on, just talk.
Yeah, this is bullshit on the. This is bullshit on the stick. Because what's gonna be next, Bishop? What's gonna be next? Is white people, Europeans or whatever? Is the pale faced people going to be able to file disability because they have no melanin?
Okay.
Is there going to be a disability? Is that going to be considered disability? How far are we gonna go? Is men with little penises, they're born with little penises, is he gonna be able to file disability? Is a woman with no breasts or small breasts going to be able to file disability because she got a small breast?
Cosmetic.
How far are we going to go with this bullshit? How far are we going to go? We already lean our way. Once again, you leaning our way to the left, you damn near about to fall over and fall on the top of your goddamn head. You're supposed to walk with 2 feet, not 1 foot. If you're always leaning left, you're unbalanced, right?
Yeah, maybe that's
you walking an unbalanced life if you're leaning left like that.
That may be the disability then. They're lopsided.
Ah.
That could be the disability.
They're lopsided.
Lopsided, so I can get a check.
Well, that explains a lot then. That means you're right. You don't use your right brain at all then. That explains a lot. That might be a disability. Yeah. We might uncover some Hey, I ain't been to no college, no science, no psychology. We done uncovered some shit. Woo! What you think, Bernard?
Well, I think it's a bunch of BS. But I told y'all this was gonna happen when Biden got off. I told you I had already read his agenda before it even happened. I said this was gonna happen. And come to think about it, they had already did it, before that. I mean, with the 2020 thing, when they had the appeals court ruling about, what they were able to file, it was in the article. But they said they didn't have a mental illness, but gender dysphoria is considered a mental illness, right? So they're saying they don't have something, but now they do.
Well, let me say this. I have the ADA, which is the American Disability with Disability Act. And I've read it. I read it today extensively. I read commentaries on it and the rest. That is not in the ADA. That thing you just read about gender dysphoria, whatever it is, dip theory, as far as I'm concerned, is not in as far as the listing of disabilities. I then went to the Social Security Administration and I looked at all of the disabilities that they recognize. That one is not in it. They're creating that. They're pushing it in. You always say, and Bianchi always say, they like to insert things as though it is legitimate. But we don't look for nothing. We don't investigate nothing. We don't follow up on nothing. So we say, well, I guess it must be because it sounds all disabling. Gender dysphoria, whatever it's called.
It's called gender dysphoria. But what I'm saying is,
bunch of bull.
Look here. You got an autism. You got this. Get back, Jack.
That's what it's saying. That's what it's saying.
Get the fuck back. We taking over.
Right.
We got a disability too. And guess what? One thing about some of these other people, they can't work, right? On a certain job. These people working, and they're gonna get benefits on top of benefits.
Right. Like me, I can't work. I can't. The opportunity for me to work, I have worked in my life. I've been a pastor, but the opportunities aren't there like they are for them. They can do any job they can possibly do. Just because you dress like a man or dress like a woman, whatever. I don't care if you got your penis cut off, another one put in. I don't care about all that mess. You can still do a job. You're not physically disabled. You're maybe mentally kind of off kilter, but you're certainly aren't physically disabled. And so once again, they do it over and over again. Go on, Chaq.
Not to cut you off, I think this, once again, I tell Bernard, I think this is a shield. This is a cloak and dagger for the pedophiles to come in. They kicking it open door for them to come in to get for it to be recognized as a what? A race. Right? For them to be recognized as a race or social group.
I'm gonna go further than that. I think it's a deliberate takeover.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
group in this world. He got women that want to now compete, men that want to compete with women. That's a co-opting. So now you're going to be the most beautiful woman in the world, and you're a transsexual. Come on now, what are you, crazy? How can the most beautiful woman in the world be a transsexual? Get out of my face! Oh my God!
One of my biggest things, you got grown adults, or supposed to be grown adults, advocating for children. You got transgender children or LGBT children in the same sentence.
Yep. What's that boy, Dwayne Wayne?
See, this is past sick. This is madness. You know what I mean? It's past sick.
They're taking over the world.
It's madness.
They're taking over the world. They're taking over this country. Everything in the world is tied to them. Everything that we have.
No, we ain't gonna let them take it over though.
Yeah,
because we are voicing opinion to the creators. We put it in the ether though. We put in the ether that I disagree with it.
Hey Shaq.
I'm not agreeing with it.
Hey Shaq. Let me break something down right quick before we're gonna get back to them because I got one thing to bring up on them at the end.
Okay.
I just brought that up because I had talked to Bishop today and he said he wanted to let that off his chest. That really wasn't even in the segment. He wanted to let that off his chest because he was upset about that topic. I'm gonna bring one more thing and then at the end of the show. Just relax. We bring this up because I want to get to the real agenda here. Okay. Let me share this on the screen. Can you see that?
Yep.
Credit card industry worth. All right. The global credit card payment market revenue was valued at $138.43 billion in 2020. It's projected to reach $263.47 billion by 2028, growing a CAGR value of 8.5 from 2021-2020. The COVID-19 pandemic has negatively impacted the credit card payments market, owing to limiting consumer spending caused by rise in pay rates and job loss across the globe. In addition, this ban on travel and closing the bars and growing ban on essential and non-essential goods across the globe is adversely impacting the market growth. And it tells you what a credit card is and all that. Tells you the enterprise, you see all that stuff up there. I'm just getting into that. But what I'm showing you, the credit card industry is one of the biggest hustles out here. I broke it down last week, the pharmaceutical industry. And all this stuff you can buy on credit. Actually, to tell you the truth, Shaq like to call it the Wheel of Fortune. But the credit card industry is doing the same thing. This the Wheel of Fortune too. Because I'm charging you interest. Look at a pawn shop. Anybody ever been to a pawn shop before?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I've been to a many times.
What a pawn shop do? What a pawn shop do? They say, I'm going to loan you this, but if you don't come back, we get to keep it and we get to sell it, right?
Right.
Predatory lending is one of the biggest scams of all time. But your politicians and congressmen allow this to go on. For credit card bureaus. But when I show you that this industry is worth $138 billion and it's going to go up way more than that, over $100 billion more, that should be kind of concerning. Now, I told you the other day, Joe Biden says, I'm going to cancel your student debt for ITT Tech. Okay, wait a minute, brother. ITT Tech ain't got nothing but 28,000 students. And they probably not covering everything. They probably could. You went in 2005 and you've been paying for a long time. It doesn't matter. If you just got in at the end of the 2019 or whatever, you might get saved. But if you already paid half your loan, that ain't doing you no favors.
Well, right now it's not even functioning. ATT Tech is not even around no more.
That's right.
It's not a school anymore. It was defunct.
Exactly.
So you're talking about, okay, you're gonna you should do that. The college not even around no more. Why should we be paying? Who am I paying to? If the college is defunct, who am I paying to? Come on now. You know? My God.
Is that the Wheel of Fortune?
It is the Wheel of Fortune.
Boy.
I'm still paying money from a college not even in existence anymore. It closes doors, and I'm still paying them money. Get out of here. Are you crazy? Once you close your door, baby, all my debt is over with you. You close your door, that's it. Bye. Thank you.
Crazy.
You would think.
Golly.
Because when you talking about the credit card market, but even the automobile industry, like I said, when you go in, this all the same thing with the financing companies. When you go into
all the same thing.
You go into a car lot, right? You buy a vehicle, right? You buy a purchase vehicle. Now, The car lot got a different price of what the blue book value is. Because now you paying a different price for what the blue book value of the vehicle is, right? You paying a higher price from the car lot. Then on top of that, depends on what financial institution you're going through or who they go through. You're gonna have to pay double on top of that because they're gonna give you a loan to pay off the total cost of the vehicle. Now, say you say, okay, I go to the agreement, I'm agree to the terms for this loan to get this vehicle, right? I get the vehicle, couple months after, a year or two out, I say I want the vehicle. I'm turning it back in, or it get repoed. Now, if the car lot is able to repo that vehicle and put it back on their lot, why should I still have to owe that loan? That loan should be canceled out. Whatever I paid, it should be canceled out. I no longer have that vehicle. It's not in my possession anymore. Right. So why should I still owe the loan to the financial company or the loan company or whatever? Why? It's the wheel of fortune. It's a win-win situation. They could come and pick the vehicle up, whether you miss one payment, two payments, three payments, and you still owe, and you still obligated to pay the balance. Why are our representatives, state, local, federal, government, why are they allowing these sharks, these loan sharks, to ravish the citizens of the United States of America? Why?
Well, they tell you what they're applying for right here, Shaq. People use credit cards for food and groceries, health and pharmacy, restaurants and bars, consumer electronics, media and entertainment, travel and tourism, and others. So that tell you what they really buying. The providers usually are Visa, MasterCard, and others. Why is it Visa, MasterCard? Dang, what's the others? I mean, what's up, Jackson?
Well, they said, but realistically, like in terms of the loan debts, it's once again mirrors and shadows and mirrors, because less than 1% of loan debt was canceled. Less than 1% of loan debt is actually canceled. So you make it so, loan debt was is over $1 trillion, and they've only put $9.5 billion into it, as far as this loan discharge or the loan debt being forgiven. 9.5 out of 1 trillion. That's not even. That certainly ain't no. That's less than 1%.
But
it's $1 trillion. Come on now.
But I thought after 7 years, all your debt was supposed to be forgiven anyway. After 7 years, they don't honor that anymore. That's not honorable on this land anymore.
Nothing's honorable on this land no more.
Boy, I tell you, boy, we just been getting ran a scam on, man. We keep continually getting played, and they continue to get paid.
Yeah, that's like a doctor. Yeah, yep, you're right.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're doing. Predatory lending, but I mean it's mighty funny. They don't talk about these things. Oh yeah, but like you said, Bishop, it's only 1%.
So what is that? 1%. That means there's still people out. Most of the people still out there still owe their loan. If you're only paying off 1% of it, that means most of the students out there are still paying their loan. And the loan forgiveness thing, I mean, the loan where they kind of pause it, that ended in January of this year. They now extended it to August 31st. That's what, next week? That's next week. The 31st is next Wednesday. They extended it to next Wednesday, and they keep on making it sound like they're doing you something. They're doing you a favor. As soon as the rental agreement thing was, the pause and that ended. As soon as that ended, what did the landlords do? They hiked up everybody's rent. Everybody, my rent. That's why we got to move. They tripled my rent, where I can't even pay it. They're trying to make it up in those 2 years.
That's criminal.
It is criminal.
Because I'm pretty sure, and I don't know, allegedly, I don't know, I'm pretty sure whoever the management company, whoever over your property, I'm pretty sure they got the PP, they got that
You know,
money from the government.
they
I'm
got
pretty
all
sure they did compensation.
exactly. You know that they
So there's
ain't
greed.
right.
So that's greed, right? Criminal.
Right.
That's criminal activity because you're cheating and lying to people. You know the
But it's
people
being
can't afford this, so why would you jack it up?
but it's being supported by your government. The government not fighting for you. Neither are our elected officials. They're not fighting for us. We keep on saying it week in and week out. And every week there's another example where they're not fighting for your interests. They're fighting for their own interests and the interests of those who sponsor them, the oligarchs, the special interest groups, all that bunch of that cronies that really govern this country for real, for real. Those politicians ain't nobody. They just want to get rich quick. A woman living.
Well, I tell you one thing.
Go on, sir.
We need to start. Asking for these people resignation because they and just tell them that you guys have you're not representing us. This taxation without what representation.
Representation. That's what
as of blah 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 date. We're asking for your resignation.
Right.
As the people, the Republic of the United States, I'm asking for your resignation. You don't represent me. Your agendas are foreign agendas. You know, it's not homegrown agendas anymore. You didn't take in you stop making what's the name what's that Dodge. You stop making Pontiac, right?
Right.
You discontinue making Oldsmobile. All these American homegrown American industries and companies, products.
It's on with the wind, baby.
Why? Why? Is it no longer America? What's this going to be? What is they going to? What is we?
It's going to be called. It's going to be called the communist regime of China.
That's what it is.
What are we transitioning into? This transgender ain't just trans. It's just a trans. What are we transitioning into as a nation? That's what we need to be asked.
Let me bring up something here. Predatory lending practices. Broadly defined as fraud and deception and unfair tactics some people use to dupe us into mortgage loans that we can't afford. Burdened with high mortgage debt, the victim of predatory lending can't spare the money to keep their homes in good repair. They strain just to keep up their mortgage fee. Often the strain is too much. They succumb to foreclosure. These houses have been stolen and taken from them. Run down and vacant houses. The reservoir predatory lending wreak havoc on neighborhoods. Property values fall. People move away. Once stayed neighborhoods start to crack, then crumble. Something that has been important for so many people lay in ruins. Everyone who lived in a neighborhood destroyed by predatory lending becomes a victim. The United States Attorney Office has made combating predatory lending a priority. The office is taking a comprehensive approach to addressing the problem of predatory lending through education, prosecution, and remediation. I know you don't believe half that shit they say.
Of course not. First of all,
you believe that shit. You don't believe that, do you? You don't believe
ain't gonna be no prosecution. Ain't gonna be no prosecution. You bet your bottom dollar that.
But that's what they say. You know.
Yeah, well, that's what they always say.
Oh, this is U.S. Attorney, Eastern District of Pennsylvania, matter of fact. Seriously.
Well, I know that's a lie then.
What do you think, Shaq? What do you think about this article, man? It's kind of funny, ain't it? What do you think? Think they gonna do something about it? I know they ain't gonna do nothing about it because they just
man.
Because I'm about to show you entertainers and athletes who just got their PPP loans forgiven. Tom Brady with a whole lot of people on there, but it's like at least 5 or 6 athletes.
$1 million people, multi-million-dollar people.
Yeah, but go ahead, Shaq. They ain't gonna do nothing about the predatory lending out. They ain't gonna do nothing about this predatory lending out.
No.
Man, come on, man. Really? When have they ever done something about predatory lending? When?
You're not going to now.
That's what
it's the wheel of fortune, baby.
Delusion of illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Illusion of delusion. That's what it is. It's an illusion.
Strip us. Keep us at a lower income status. Low income. Right. We ain't poor, but we definitely low income.
Very low income.
You know what I mean? Low income compared to the people that's pushing it. Half of these companies probably ain't in America. They probably ain't American grown companies.
I venture to say that. I agree with you.
I mean, why is that? Why? We should be more sufficient. Like you said, we was way more sufficient in what? the early 1900s
Oh yeah, no doubt about that.
than we were now. We were so dependent, and it's because of the interior, the people that's the imposers that's in the government. These people there's these imposters that's in the government that done got in. Most of them are foreigners, or they got lineage. They go back to foreign countries and stuff, and they come here and they're making a
Legal
mess
check.
of our economy, killing our economy. What's that?
I'm bringing it to you. Tom Brady on the list. Go ahead, keep talking.
But yeah, I mean, look at these names. Look at these surnames that's in the government. Pelosi. Where's she from? Who is her people?
Italy.
What? Why is she in government of the United States? Well, I guess that's what it is. The corporation. So she's probably tied to some family. Probably is tied to some corporation. That's got that's benefiting from, letting these lobbyists come in and do the BS that they doing to us
Shaq.
American born people.
Shaq, can y'all see that? You see what I got on the screen about Tom Brady's fitness thing?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. Tom Brady has earned more than $333 million in his career. He accepted a 10-year sportscaster contract worth $375 million when he retires. The loan amount was $960,855. The amount forgiven was $972,280. So this was for his employees of his TV 12 Inc. Reese Witherspoon, she had her loan forgiven, $975,000. Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's, I think his son-in-law, got a lot of stuff forgiven, didn't they? Yeah, look at all that. Yeah. Paul Pelosi.
Oh, they were Nancy's man. That's Nancy's man.
Nancy Pelosi's dad.
That's her husband.
Yeah, he got a restaurant business. Look at him. Had 2 loans forgiven, $1 million loan forgiven, matter of fact. Ain't this him, Shaq? That's Paul Pelosi. Yeah, he had.
Now, once again, Bishop, why do they continue to try to? Why they continue to shame so-called black folks when we want to get some type of benefit or some type of government benefit or a stipend or something? Why? When all these motherfuckers are what they call what's the word, Bishop?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. These are economic
welfare. All of them on welfare.
They are.
That's welfare.
They are benefits. They are welfare benefits. Subsidies, if you want to call them that. Subsidies are nothing more than welfare. Welfare to the rich are called subsidies. Welfare to the poor are called welfare. So what's the difference? The government's giving you money. And let me tell you something. Their welfare is much better than mine is. I don't know what time I got $1 million. I don't know what time that you got $1 million.
It's called corporate welfare.
Yeah, but their welfare is better than mine. Both getting welfare, but I get $300 something, and they getting $1,785,000. Whose welfare is better? Theirs or mine? Who's getting more from the government on welfare, them or me? Oh, we're talking about the welfare mothers and the welfare of this. Well, they're welfare people too. But instead of them getting $1,000 maybe a month, they're getting $1 million a month. That one guy you said almost got $1 billion. He got $1 billion back. Come on now. They're chasing down the poor man for his little PPP loan payment. But they pay. We give it back to them in order for them to give it back to a Kushner, a Tom Brady, and Reese Witherspoon. So we pay ours back in order for them to get more. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer, period. There is no such thing as a middle class anymore. Not really. You're just upper poor. Because most people got if you gotta work every day to make ends meet, and if you don't, you're gonna go under the wire. Then you're a poor person. You really are poor. You're a little upper class poor, if you want to call it like that. You're a little better than the man who's getting a $300 check every month. But you're in the same category. You gotta work. One day of work missed is almost like gonna put you under. If you're in that condition, that if you miss one day of work, you're going under. You're a poor man.
But let me ask you, Bishop, what you think about people that work, right? and you go to work every day, and the taxes they take out your check. What if you didn't? What if you opted not for them to take any taxes out, and you just bring home whatever your annual pay is? How would you like that?
But one of them 87,000 new agents going to knock at your door with a gun in hand and tell you if you don't pay it, we taking it out of here. That's what.
But we're not supposed to pay it anyway. Why? That should be optional anyway. That shouldn't be a what's name. That shouldn't be no requirement. Yeah, it should be mandatory. Absolutely, it should be an option.
That's not how this government works. That's not how this government works. But it say death and taxes.
And another thing I pose too, why see this is why they don't want to have us having conversations like this, and people thinking and having their own think tanks, because we come up with solutions. We come up with things to solve problems. Why? Once again, I pose again to the government, to anybody that's of any power that can make this change. Why us as American citizens, people, why are we paying taxes on food items? Why? Why are we paying taxes and fees for food items? I never understood that, bitch. Make that make sense to me. Why?
And in Philadelphia, we pay taxes on food and we pay a sugar tax. So anything like orange juice.
What?
Anything like orange juice, even juices. If it has sugar in that juice, we have to pay a tax on that bottle of juice. Also,
if that's not criminal, and the Wheel of Fortune.
The mayor did it. Not the whole state of Pennsylvania, but the city of Philadelphia has what we call a sugar tax. And no, but
wow.
You're right, Shaq. A lot of things are criminal, but they're not criminal until they're put to the test. Until somebody points it out. Until voters vote these guys out of here. As long as they're not being voted out and they're being reelected, we're almost endorsing it. We're supporting it. We grumble about it. We complain about it, but we do nothing about it.
Well,
I suppose I want to pose this, Bishop. Us as taxpayers, right? I think us being taxpayers supersede us being voters. I think you being a taxpayer is way more valuable than you being a voter, right?
We'll take it out.
When you think,
I would think so.
Okay, so that means we should have more say so in the people that we elect, or whatever, or people that's elected. So I suppose that we need to start making a list of things, because we pay taxes for these on these items and the things. We should make a list, like what I just talked about, not having the food items being taxed or whatever, whether it's hot food or cold food items. I think we should when it comes time for election for the people, and we looking at the next people that we want to elect in local government or federal government or whatever position it is. I think we should have that list, and we should ask them, are you willing to make this change for me as a taxpayer? Not me as a voter, me as a taxpayer.
But you know what, Shaq? Let me say this. This government is so diabolical. Let me show you how diabolical it is. Everything you just said, they got a scheme for. Let me tell you why I say that. In most states, not every state, if you're not a Democrat or a Republican, you can't even vote in the primary. And the primary is where you weed out the wheat from the tare. It's not the general election. General election means that's the candidate for each of those parties. But where you can weed people out is in the primary. When you got 20 candidates running for a president in the Democratic Party, you got 10 people running for president in the Republican Party. That's where you can weed out the wheat from the tare. You can't do it when you get to November of the same year, because you only got two candidates that are viable candidates, in the Republican and the Democrat. So what they do is say, if you're not a Democrat or Republican, you can't vote. Now let me say this in the primary for the most part. I know in the state of Pennsylvania, that's the truth. Now let me say this. Why that matters and why they do it that way, because they want to negate the people that really are the ones that really have mindsets like you, me, BJ, and others in our group are the ones who are really independent. We're neither Democrat nor are we Republican. Either way, we see advantages in the Republican Party. We see advantages in the Democratic Party and disadvantages in each of those parties, the pros and the cons. And because we are neutral and choose those persons that would do the best for us, we are negated. We are handicapped.
Well, let me say something, Bishop. Hold on, let me raise my hand on something.
Yes.
When I pull up this next article, which I already pulled up, by the way, but I want to bring it up. I see no advantage in the Democratic Party. I just scratched them all out. They completely all out. Like this article gonna drop below your head. This one a little bit. This one is so gruesome. If you vote for the Democratic Party, I just hate to tell you, brother. If Child Protective Services come to your door, and say, "I'm taking your child. This is your fault because you didn't stand up to this." Biden's Title IX regulations prove they're coming for your children. The administration are still drafted rules to protect gay and trans from bullying and harassment, but they do nothing of the sort. In reality, Biden is handing teachers a weapon to subvert parental prerogatives. Title IX is a simple statute that outlaws sex discrimination in education. It says nothing about gender or gender identity, and Biden will define sex categories.
Are they breaking you up?
Yeah,
breaking up.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Yeah, you keep breaking up.
Parental permission for children to participate in lessons on You
must have struck a nerve, Bishop.
Yeah, must have. Bernard's talking.
You struck a nerve. You struck a nerve.
They don't want to hear Bernard now. Remember, they did that to me on Wednesday. Messed me up, my whole program up. I'm so glad you all can.
Yeah, we need this one.
No, Bernard.
Schools will also grant children the absolute right to use school facilities.
Bernard, no.
You know? Can you hear me?
No.
We can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Long. It's not gonna be long. Now we can't hear him now.
Oh, my fault.
Well, we're not hearing you. No. Hey, Bishop.
Hey, Bishop. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man. It's your program now. It's like, go, brother, go.
Hey, we was cooking, baby. Hey, is that what they say when if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen? They trying to kick us out of our own damn kitchen. Damn. Wow. What's been cooking, boy?
They came out right away. They like, you talking too much stuff now.
What the hell?
Yeah, I know what happened.
What the hell happened?
We didn't hear none of it.
Hey, man.
Hey, wait a minute. Now the thing gone, though.
I know it's gone. I know. They don't want you to show it. They don't want you to show that.
Well, I be damned.
Man, they are diabolical, brother. They are moving into this thing.
Oh, no, it's back up. I found it. They saying my internet went out. How that happened, right?
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Zapped you. They zapped you. That's how.
That's what that's about. Nobody's a fool. Nobody's stupid. Everything was going fine.
That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, everything going fine. All of a sudden now you can't hear it.
Right.
Get out of here. They
control Shaq, it's flooding in Dallas, but it ain't no rain. Oh, it's back to where we at. I can't hear me.
Yeah, we had rain all this morning. It rained all this morning, bitch.
It's raining here bad now, thunder and everything else.
Wow.
Let me say something before I continue.
He broke it again. He broke it.
They couldn't you up. He must got rain in his area or something. He must got a storm in his area.
Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes of criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, research. Fair use is a use for.
Here he goes. Gone.
Can you hear me?
Right.
Nope.
All right. They're coming in and out.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I look. I don't know what they only go article for some reason. They want me to stay away from the article. Like I don't know what. So there you go. I'm just gonna read it right here. I was in the article reading it down, but they don't want me to do it. Obviously, right? I'm trying, but they've been knocking me off. You know what I'm saying? Rules will grant children the absolute right to use school facilities and participate in activities consistent with the gender identity, regardless of what their parents agree or even aware of this identity. A mother in Washington State, for example, told me school officials asked her 11-year-old daughter if she wanted to stay in the boys' camp on an upcoming field trip without talking to their mother first. The regulation will give legal backing for such actions all across the country. So basically what they're saying is, basically, I'm not even going to read that one, honestly. I read it on my phone. I won't even put it up here because they just acting crazy, right? But it's really saying that, hey, look, Shaq, me, you, Bishop, you don't know shit, okay? We say your child can learn gender identity, and we say the teachers say, and if you say anything to your child and you don't want to do it, we can take your child from you. So you better not say nothing. Keep your damn mouth shut. That's what they're telling you to do.
Now, see, people ought to be angry because, see, once again, now they keep playing and saying pro-choice and all this bullshit. Where these women at when you got this administration writing up articles and stuff like that, writing up it ain't no law. What should we consider this? What is considered?
I guess a man. I don't know what you call this.
A commandment? A commandment? What is it?
Mandate?
It's a mandate.
Just a
Bernard?
order. I don't know what you call it.
An order, right? Which is not a law.
Not a law. It's not
okay.
A law.
It's not a law. It's an order. Okay.
Policy.
Now,
policy. I mean, but a policy.
I will ask you guys again. So when did slavery end again? I just want us to reiterate to people that's listening. When did slavery end again?
Supposedly 1865.
Bullshit.
We know that.
Is this not a form of slavery? Because this is pretty much telling you, if you have a child and you living in our system and you want to participate in our system, we own the child. That means we have a right to say what the fuck we want to say and do, teach, preach, and reach your child.
And they've been doing it forever.
What we say, not what you say, but what we say. Now, if this ain't tyrannical behavior, because I can have a child in school, and you mean to tell me that you want to force me and my child to participate in unmoral acts? Children should, like I said, LGBT and children shouldn't even be in the same sittings.
Let me say one thing, Shaq. Hold on. I got like 15 minutes. Anybody want to call in? Call in number is 571-450-0773. 571-450-0773. Anybody want to call in and say anything they can about these little topics? I'm not even, I just wanted to bring up that credit card thing and this transgender thing, because I told you I was getting back to it since we were talking about the ADA. But you ain't got no disability. You doing this. You just sick in the head. All right. You ain't got no disability. That's some sick shit. All right. Just letting you know. It's really sick. Ain't no disability.
Read some of your comments. Oh, okay.
The only disability you got is you about to get cracked in the head by somebody. Somebody will fight you back. But my thing is, this wouldn't have went on like 50 years ago. 40 years ago, even 30 years. This got to be a new generation thing, because back then we weren't doing no complaining about Lord. We just coming to school and cracking the teacher upside the head if you had to come to that. These fighting words.
Bernard, you got it is. It's war, because you got to realize what they have done. They have issued in drugs. Whether you say it's legal drugs or illegal drugs, the foundational word, the foundational word is drugs, right? And it's primarily drugs that they have produced, chemicals and shit that they have produced that we have been taking over the years. Prescription drugs, non-prescription drugs that we've been taking. So they got us in a I would say in a
Edge
zombie state of mind,
Mhm.
comatose state of mind. It's almost like we crippled or something, some type of spell. I don't get it, Bishop. Talk to me.
Well, I mean, the way you're putting it, everybody should be under disability. We all are disabled. Everybody
Oh shit!
wheelchair, whether
Oh,
you a zombie, that should qualify certainly as someone who has a disability. Someone in a zombie state. I mean, my God, that should certainly.
I would look like we are.
But they really want to keep us in a state of submission. They want to keep
Yeah.
us in a state of being obligated, subjected, oppressed by them. They want to be in charge, in other words. We live in an authoritarian oligarchy. We don't live in a democracy. Get that out your mind, please do. And the only democratic thing that still exists is the right to vote. That's the only semblance of democracy you still have, and that's the one we don't use at all. We as black folk really don't use it. We don't ask for nothing. We just accept anything. I looked at today a list of all the things Biden has done since he's been president, and we ain't mentioned one time. They mentioned everybody, everything he done, this and that and
Hello?
that. I saw this
Yeah.
long list, and I'm
Hello?
looking for my. I know you're.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, shoot.
I hear you.
Hey, Prashad, we hear you. Uh-oh, he must be gone too now. I just left a minute.
Let me bring this up to you right quick.
They cut me right off.
Let me bring this up to you.
Your program something tonight, Bernard. They cut me off, cut you off, cut Shaq off.
Hey man, they they
This
don't
is a
like.
thing of a program tonight, bud.
Yeah, no.
We been talking some real truth tonight. We talking some real truth tonight. They don't want to hear this.
Yeah, last week was kind of good, but they guess they don't want to hear nothing about we talk about the training. But hey man,
we just said they co-op and everything. They didn't co-op your program too.
okay,
They're in charge of it all, brother. They're in charge of it all.
They run YouTube. It's okay. I understand.
You know that's right.
Well, they on there. I mean, hey, look, man, ain't no secret. I mean, they watching me, and I'm watching them. By the way, Bishop, I sent you an interview with that guy, Young Pharaoh. You need to watch this interview. Just go watch it. I think I said, but if you don't, go watch it. He was interviewing this rabbi, and this was a good thing. I mean, it was some things you probably wouldn't agree with, but he was interviewing this rabbi up and down, telling him what the Torah says, and then the Torah says that you can molest a child 3 years old and stuff like that. This was a very interesting interview. Just go watch it. I'm gonna say
yeah.
Young Pharaoh. Yeah, look him up. I mean,
Young Pharaoh. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. He was interviewing this rabbi. Hey, Shaq, you there? Shaq.
He's still gone.
Yeah, I'm here.
Right here.
Oh, we couldn't hear you before, Shaq.
Yeah, I had a call. No, I had a call. It was a call come in, man. You know, sometimes they throw your audio off once you get a call in on your phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, look, you used to be fighting words, man. You got Biden administration sitting there telling you that if you don't go telling schools you don't go by the gender identity, you can deny children school lunches. Is that not common?
Oh, you said what? Say that again.
You heard what I said.
Is that not a prison? Whoa! So we sign our kids up for a prison camp now? Concentration camps?
Hey man, don't children go to school for breakfast and lunch?
Yep.
No, not really. They go to school to learn, but their breakfast and lunch.
No, I'm talking about breakfast and lunch, but they feed them a tray, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do the same thing in prison. School to prison pipeline, baby. You got.
Well, yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same system. It's the same system.
I went to Virginia last week.
Concentration camp
scores came out, and the children was in the 30th percentile being able to pass science, history, and reading or writing or something like writing, the enrichment. Yeah, and they were talking about the superintendent. You know why? You know they said it happened because the pandemic kept schools closed, and that's why the children. But they said that science is already said. But back then you said that you was children's health, but now you're saying that the children not learning. They said get it. They said they talk about fine and superintendent would be reckless. Look at them scores that low fire that damn superintendent. Oh, you know why the superintendent? Daggone, they don't want to fire him. His name is Jason Commerce. But guess what? Jason Commerce was under Barack Obama up there in Chicago, Department of Education. That's the Richmond City Public Schools superintendent.
Wow.
And people still saying that this better than Trump. Well, Trump wasn't never imposing nothing like this on your people, on the American people. That wasn't forcing nobody like that. It ain't even ultimatums, Bishop.
Nope.
This is not even an ultimatum. These are straight up hardcore military commandments. Sound like.
What was on the marshal?
From a drill sergeant. From the drill sergeant.
That's what we're in the martial law. We take
obviously
they give us.
Obviously. So are we at war?
Look, this guy, Jason Commerce, you probably can't see it, but he is serving as superintendent of Richmond Public Schools. He was an advisor on education policy to the 2008 Barack Obama presidential campaign, and he was the teacher of the year in 2005. You got a picture right here with George Bush.
Teacher of the year for what? What did he do to earn that title?
Friend of George Bush's and Barack Obama. That's enough.
Damn.
And he is average. Now look,
favor for a favor, huh?
Yeah, that's what
now listen, Mr. Commerce views public education as means of promoting equity and justice for all children in the United States. In his various roles, he has advocated for policy to eliminate the opportunity camp that disadvantages many low-income children and children of color, and has led efforts to dismantle institutionalized racism in public schools and other public institutions. He holds a bachelor's degree in public policy from Princeton University and a master's degree in education from the Harvard graduate school education. His wife, meanwhile, also works in the food public and has 2 elementary school-age sons, both were the Richmond Public School students. Now, this guy went to Princeton and Harvard. This guy shouldn't be the superintendent of Richmond Public Schools. He has no connection. He went to Princeton and Harvard. What do you think, Bishop? I mean, he went to Harvard. Isn't that where Obama went to? Huh?
Oh yeah, that's Obama. That's Obama school.
Yeah. It's kind of
that's Ivy League. Both of them Ivy League. The cream of the crop. Cream of the crop. They're the cream of the crop. Princeton and Harvard, cream of the crop. He went both.
Why? So if I'm supposed to be the cream of the crop, why I want to help children of color institutionalize racism?
Because you ain't gonna find nothing in Harvard and Princeton. Not no ghetto black. You ain't gonna find that in no Harvard and Princeton. You can count them in one hand, Harvard and Princeton. So some person from the ghetto. You have to have a Kansas City pedigree, you know.
Shaq, let me bring this up to Shaq. Shaq, this is when elitism collides.
Oh yeah,
elitism.
Mm-hmm.
This is a class system too. This is a class nation too. It don't know what class you belong to. It's a racial thing. It's a classism, racism, everything. All them isms apply in this country. So it's not just. It's just not just race. It's also your class. What class do you belong to?
Yeah, and it's
pedigreed.
Yeah, and it's definitely to me now. It's getting to the point where it's war language. Even when you let foreign people come here and trying to tell the indigenous people how they should be, how they should act, what they should say, what they should do. That's war words to me. I can't go to China and tell no Chinese motherfucker. I can't do that.
In fact, Pelosi,
I can't go in no Mexican country and tell them nothing.
What did Pelosi tell the Chinese? The athletes going over to China this past year for the Olympics. She said, "Don't say nothing offensive about China. Don't bring up that slavery thing of the people in cages. That's over 1 million people. Don't bring that up. Don't bring that up." That was the advice of your Speaker of the House to the young athletes of America going over in China. They said, toe the line. And this past summer, she tried to do everything but drop a bomb on China. Come on now.
I want to start pushing the envelope on the people now. When are we going to stop being bitch asses?
There you go. That's what I wanted.
Because if they would have told me that, I would have dropped out. I wouldn't have went. Fuck that. I wouldn't have went. I told them, and this would have been the reason why. I'm opting out. I'm opting out. No, I don't agree with that. I'm opting out. Because what am I going to represent? What am I going to represent? It'd be the same. Like, what am I going to represent? Who I'm representing? No, man. I'm opting out, man. No, sir.
Well,
we got to start standing up. People got to start standing up, because if not, these things are just going to continue. And they have escalated, Bishop. This is what they didn't look into. You think you vote for somebody that's going to vote for your best interest, but no, they turn around and slap you in the face and tell you ain't black if you don't vote for me, and then don't do shit for you
when they get in.
And then when they get in there and tell you need to get to the back of the line, let these other.
Al Sharpton had a radio show the other day, Shaq, and he said, they asked him about reparations,
right?
And he said, well, you got to understand, these things take time.
Oh, my God.
Stop.
That's Sharpton for you. That's Sharpton.
We should have said that we should have said that before we sent them $1 billion, all them billions of dollars over Ukraine. We should have told them it take time. Just wait on it. It take time.
Wait on it. They just sent $800 billion over the other day.
Yep.
No, million. My fault. Million.
Yeah, but it's billions altogether. They've gotten billions and billions of dollars from the United States. A country 2 years ago, the average American didn't even know where it was on the map. Where's
Come
Ukraine?
on, man.
I don't know. Somewhere out there. I don't know. Ukraine. What
right.
How you spell that? How you spell Ukraine?
I still don't know where they at.
Hey,
is it really a Ukraine, or is this a fictitious country?
Remember when they told you when it was going on to pray for you? Remember when everything was going on, they told you pray for Ukraine. Didn't they say that?
Oh, yeah.
That's a thing of the past.
Yeah. Now they say the money.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't need your prayers. We need your money.
But I know people telling me that daggone, you don't want nobody to go to war. Well, guess what? You at war too. You just don't know it.
Right. But I'm saying this though, man. Peep this though. All this money they just sent over to these so-called foreign aid. Where's the infrastructure at for this country? I thought it was your country first. I thought it was self-preservation first.
No.
You got cities. You got cities right now, Bishop and Bernard, that when it rains, it floods. It automatically, you can't get, if it rain over an hour or two, it's gonna flood. What the infrastructure for that at?
You got bridges falling down all around.
Bridges.
Falling
you
down,
got dry rot apartments. You got houses that's been around here so long that's dry rotting. The plumbing and shit is garbage. They still ain't changed over the plumbing system in some of these cities. And they still be able to raise the rent on these apartments in these houses. And they ain't even fixed that. The interior stuff like that.
The thing about me, man, they call it the infrastructure bill, but the infrastructure is a very small part of that bill. Very small. But I wish you had to break down to that. How much actually goes to infrastructure? Building bridges again, paving roads again.
9%.
Million goes to the
9%. 9%.
Wow.
9%.
The whole thing titled infrastructure, but only 9% go to infrastructure. That means 90. That means that 90% don't. 90 point something doesn't.
Well, if you look at this last bill they passed, they're not even hiding it. They're giving it to corporate interests no more. They're just saying, okay, we're giving it to them. Look here, let me say one thing to you about censorship since they tried to do us tonight. The World Economic Forum calls for merging of human and AI intel to censor hate speech and misinformation. They're saying they're trying to find a way to censor hate speech and misinformation online before it is even allowed to be posted.
Whoa.
Yeah. They try to find a way to censor the information before you even able to post it. And you know what's been going on? Once again with me.
I'm going to say again.
Let me bring this up. Because a lot of times, yesterday, I sent an article of the IRS training, right? Before I even clicked it, they said, this is false information. You can choose to post it or not. I went ahead and posted it, but they made sure I hit the ticker that this is false information. I just was about to hit the share button. It said, before you share it, it's false information. Well, damn. Wait, I ain't even get to put it online yet. Why don't you fact check it after? No, they fact check it before before you put it up. Just remember that.
See, like I said, man, once again, whether you hate Trump or not, whether you know Trump, whether you voted for Trump, whether you voted for Republican, is what you want? An alternative?
Trump
is this what you agreed to?
Come think about it. He just announced that he can sue the federal government.
I'm just saying, but
rights.
Is this what the people want? Is this what the people want? This particular, because you want
they don't know.
You want to be sexually free? Because most of these are freaks. They voted left because they wanted what? They wanted this gender fluid BS to be their leading agenda to put these mother suckers back in office.
But they were against Trump. This was not a mandate for Biden.
But Trump was against the LGBT shit. That's why.
For Biden, he wasn't elected because we wanted him. The man was on the verge of being expelled from losing the primaries. He was getting ready to withdraw. And that old Jim Clyburn, your buddy, your friend, your colleague, your black brother, rallied the forces in South Carolina to revive his president's aspirations. That's the truth of the matter. This was not a vote for Joe Biden. And what we need to do is stop allowing these political parties to continually tell us that we need to vote for the lesser of two evils. We are fools to allow a party to tell us to vote for evil, because you're telling us either one of them is evil. Both of them are evil, and we got to understand what evil means. Some way or another, man, we don't understand what the definition of evil is. Because obviously, if somebody tells me I want you to vote for the lesser of two evils, and then whoever wins does something evil, what do you expect? Both of them are evil. You're just choosing which one you think is the lesser. And how you to choose that? Because of what they say. I ain't talking about their past. In fact, to be honest with you, and Bernard said this before, there was no past of Trump in terms of politics. We don't know where he stood in terms of politics until he started running. Joe Biden has 50 years of political history. 50 years, both as a senator from Delaware, vice president of the United States, and now president. 50 years of public service. So we went into the booth believing what they said about Trump, but we went into the booth knowing what Biden actually has done, and we ignored it because we wanted Trump out so bad that we ignored it and said, well, Biden, he said this and he said that. Get out of my face. The man said just a few months before, after he became elected in December, when he had this Zoom call, he said, don't come to me for nothing, y'all. I ain't going to make no executive orders just for you all. This was in December. He was elected in November. That's what he said to the old Al Sharpton and that crew that was on that Zoom call. Wait to 2040 when the Latinos become a majority and then go to them. So by 2040, that nigga probably going to be dead.
Right.
So, he said,
so with that being said, gentlemen, damn, I forgot what I was going to say. Keep talking, Bishop. You're going to spark it back up. Go back up a little bit what you were saying, so I can try to get my memory.
I was saying that that Joe Biden is just he's shown his true colors from the beginning, not just in 1970, not just in 1990. He showed it after he was elected president. He showed it before then when he told us that that if you don't vote for me, you're not black. He showed us when he said, I wouldn't even think about reparations unless it includes Native Americans. He showed it again, and he certainly has shown it since he's been president. He certainly.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Right.
So what you just said, does that mean we're getting what we deserve or what we voted for?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
I think
so. We get what we deserve then.
Which is nothing.
Okay.
Which is nothing. We got nothing. We don't deserve nothing. We ask for nothing. When you don't ask for nothing, expect nothing, and you get nothing, don't complain. Because you didn't ask for nothing and you didn't expect nothing. What do you expect when you don't ask for nothing?
Well, we did ask for some stuff, but they ignored it. He told us, hey, well, I know y'all. Joe Biden would say, I know black folks. And if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
So?
I know he said that.
And they still voted for him.
And still voted.
And then after he was elected, what did he say? Don't expect me to give you no executive orders. I ain't give you nothing. You gotta wait till 2040 when the Latinos come.
Get back, Jack. Get back in the back of the bus, Jack.
That's what he's telling you. And he's been
Pretty
saying
much.
And he's been saying it ever since he's been a politician. And he's still saying it even today. And we still voted for him anyhow. And many said, if it's a choice between Trump and Biden, I'm gonna vote for Biden again. Dumb.
Damn.
You know what? Let me say something.
Dumb people.
I'm a realist. Well, let me tell you something. If you vote for Biden again, which I don't even think you will, I don't think you had a chance to be honest. But look, if you vote for Biden again, they call it political suicide, but I would say that's almost like committing homicide against yourself. See, people shouldn't vote for genocide. They should vote against. We don't even know that you voting for Biden is like sacrificing yourself at the altar and saying, kill me now.
That's true.
Literally, though.
And the Democratic Party is not your friend as a whole. That means all those senators, all those congressmen, even the black ones, they ain't done nothing. Because they can do things, they can make laws without Biden. If be honest with you. Because even if Biden would veto something, 2/3 of the Congress could override his veto. So there's a way Congress, if they wanted to do it, they could do it beside Biden. They don't want to do it either. That's not a part of their agenda. Their agenda is to keep you where you've always been, at the bottom of the barrel. That was their position in 1828 when Andrew Jackson became the first Democratic president, and that's their position now in 2022 when Joe Biden is your president. That's been the position of the Democrats since 1828 with Andrew Jackson. And that's still their position today in August of 2022. That's the same position. They dress up a little nicer, they talk a little sweeter, but when the dust clears, you're still on the plantation doing your master's bidding.
I'm gonna add this too, because that ideology, that theory, I'm gonna tell you that theory, that out of Africa theory, has got us as so-called Black Americans not paying attention to the politics in America, because it's trying to tie us to two different continents, and we can't focus on what's going on here in America. So we just saying, oh well, this ain't my country. No, this is your country, this your land. You can go back 5-6 generations of you being on this goddamn land, whether you came from it or not. You've been living here.
Oh, we came from here. All of us came from here.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying some people, we don't participate in certain things because they fed us the fact that we came from Africa. So we looking for Africa to come save us. They ain't coming, buddy.
Let me bring up something.
They not coming.
Let me bring up something that before I go. Because Chaq brought this up to me this morning. And I want to bring this up. I really probably shouldn't, but I want to bring it up just because Chaq brought it up. And sometimes I just throw like a little bit of a subject in there that we talked about in the morning. This is gonna blow your mind, Bishop. Bishop, you cover your ears on this one if you want to. This is gonna blow your mind. It's like a little surprise. Yeah, okay. In fact, we will get some input on you, more so from maybe a biblical standpoint here, or not even biblical standpoint. Here you go. Oh, somebody calling. Hello?
Yeah, I was calling in. My name is Jerona Harris. I'm 66 years old, born in 1956. I just wanted to make a comment on what the bishop said.
Go ahead.
About when Biden said, y'all go to the Hispanics when they get here.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they busted them to D.C., New York, and everywhere else. So that's what they're doing that. And then when you look at the political situation, and as I agree with y'all, when you vote, I mean, look at the candidates that they put up before you from each party.
Yeah, I understand. we just what we talking about. Yeah, I get you 100%, brother.
And so, what I'm saying is, when I look at this thing, as living 66 years, I'm not smart. I'm intelligent. And I look back, and I look at where things are now, and I'm saying, what kind of crazy world is this that we allow ourselves to be caught up in this zombie, psychotic, demonic crap going on. So that's all I got to say, brother. I thank you for allowing me to say that.
Oh, no problem, man. Thanks for calling in, brother.
All right, then I'll call it again. But it's one other thing. There's one other thing that I wanted to say. But you can't say it on. I don't want you to say it on your channel because they might crap on you. While I was the other day, they had on the bottom of the ticker, right? They said that the polio vaccine was mutated because the mutation was already in the vaccine. I read the news channel news. I ain't really the news. Anytime I want to find out news, I always go to international news. Or read articles and papers. You know.
That's good. That's good though. But that's good though. That's good you did that. Now check this out.
Yeah. Need to get him on the panel, Bernard.
Anytime. Yeah, anytime. Get on the panel, man. Sometimes you want to do that, but I know about that. And matter of fact, I got a lady that might be coming on in a couple of weeks to talk about this actually. So I'm actually glad you mentioned that because I just hadn't found a way to segue in that. I'm not gonna bring that up so much.
Yeah,
I got you.
You say that on your channel, but see, right up on the ticker, but the three main places that they said that they had this mutation version of the polio virus
was New York.
It was New York,
California,
and New York. Well, those are the three that they had on the ticker as they had it on the bottom. Because I always look at the tickers and see what they running down on the bottom.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, they also stated on the ticker that if you estimate the amount of money that the United States has gave to Ukraine, it would come up to almost $1 billion. I mean, not a billion, I mean $1 trillion.
A trillion, yeah, a trillion.
What you said on the ticker. Now, I don't know how true that is, King BJ. Like I said, I'm just going by what the person, whoever print the stuff on the ticker that's running down at the bottom as these people are spreading their propaganda, their disinformation propaganda. I was just reading that.
Well, let me bring something to you, brother. Let me bring something to you. Let me tell you something. But I always tell people, and I told Chaq and Bishop this. They sit there and tell all the fibs on TV, but on that ticker in their print media, they write like a little bit of truth in there, so they won't write it all false. They'll write it down on the bottom, but it's kind of like reading the fine print, and you read the fine print, so that's good you did that.
Yeah, but see, what I do on that, I'm like this. Just because you put something out, I'm not, like I said, I'm not smart. To me, smart people, it's like open up their head, you post stuff in there, that's what they believe. Me, I ask questions.
That's right. That's right.
When, how, where.
That's right.
What? You know, and so I'm going to go research every way I can to find out if the
information.
Stay right there, brother. Stay right there. Let me say one thing. That's what I told Chaq and Bishop. I don't know shit. When I wake up in the morning, I'm a new person every day. I get new information every day. No, I don't know nothing. I know what I knew yesterday. I know nothing about today because every day is a new experience, and I'm gonna find some new information today. If I found some information yesterday, I'm gonna find some today. Yeah, I know what happened yesterday, but I don't know what happened today. The only time you're an idiot is when you get information, but you don't want to adhere to the information that you already got.
And that is very true. That's the same thing I try to get some of these young people to understand is this. You got to use your brain to think. You got to question what somebody brings to you. You don't just accept it. You gotta make. And this is the thing that I use that was told to me from my grandparents and them and people that were older than me was when somebody give you something, you need to see does it hold water. See if it got any leaks in it. If it holds water, then you got some truth. But if it doesn't hold water and it's just a little bit to the water means they gave you a little bit of truth, or as they say on the street, gave you a little bit of game so they can reel you in for the big lie.
And that's what they're giving us, man, the big lie. But I want them gentlemen to say anything they want to say right quick. If they got anything. Y'all got anything to say to this, brother?
Yeah,
No,
well,
it sound like we like-minded people, man. Sound like like-minded people having like-minded thoughts.
Okay, thank you, man. Oh, thank you, man. Well, yeah, we're just, man. Take.
Look, 6 years. I've been in the Marine Corps. And like I'm telling you, I done been places and I done seen things. I'm not going to speak that up here on your channel. But if I was in person with you, I would tell you, because I'm like this. I don't give a fuck about what these people think. I don't care about them listening to me. I talk to people. I have other people I talk to all the time. We discuss things like this. And I always tell people, I ain't going to get in no debate with you. We can discuss something without getting angry. I'm not getting angry with nobody. But if you step to me, then I have to bring up my military skills
that's right.
in order to squash that. But what I'm saying, I have seen a lot of things in my 66 years of living, but I ain't never seen no crap like this before in my life. I can't say crap, right?
I don't give a damn what you say, man. Look.
Okay.
I'm not in the censorship business, brother. I'm not in the censorship business.
Hey, but no, ask the brother what's his name, man. When is he gonna come to the platform and bring some enlighten us on his 66 years of information?
Harris.
Harris. Okay, yeah.
Right.
Look at
I'm a native of North Carolina, Greenville, North Carolina, but I'm originally from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and my people are originally from Alabama, Choctaw, and real Choctaw and real Cherokee.
Okay. Well, that's
damn
good.
Right. American Indian. Damn right. American Indigenous Indian. Goddamn right.
I like that. Hey, look. Well, look, man. Well, I said I go cruising through North Carolina. I don't know where you at now, but hey, man, wherever you at, man, hold the phone. I might have to come and meet with you in person, man. We'll see. Thanks for calling me.
I'll get back in contact with you. And see, I got my own personal library. I'm not just sitting up here talking on my neck. I started not to call, but I said, I'm going to call because I got something I want to say. But I have my own library of books that I read.
Thank you, man.
I love it, but I love all different types of subjects. So I'm very versed and knowledgeable about history. That's why I say I don't.
We need him to come on and give us a history lesson, man.
He said he needs you to come on and give us a history lesson.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm not coming on to get no history lesson. I'm more of a listener and an analyzer.
No, it's all good. I understand. But look, I just congratulate you for calling, man. Thanks for giving me the information on that. And I got some more information I'm about to bring you right now. So just sit back and watch.
Now, like I said, I'm not saying that the information is true. I'm just saying what I read, and I hadn't fact checked it yet. So,
all right, but like I say, hey, all the information is good until you daggone read. But hey, just take your time.
All right. Hey man, y'all take care. So I'll talk to y'all later. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Later.
All right, peace. Salute.
That was interesting.
That was a great call.
Called in.
That was a good call.
Yeah, that was great. Okay. I'm about to say, damn. All right, so that was good. All right, Bishop. The crazy stuff of the day. Talk about a nip and tuck. Women are flocking to purchase the designer vagina after ultra-tight legged have become uncomfortable and burn thanks to the dreaded camel toe. Called a labioplasty, the procedure shrinks the labia minora, otherwise known on the flaps inside of the vagina, with a price tag of more than $4,000. Dr. John Skipper, a chief surgeon at Signature Clinics in the UK, told Daily Mail that last year he only performed 50 labia, yet in 2022 alone, this exercise and it is a little bit tight in its form filling, so it does put more pressure in the area. Your pants are long in the cartridge for the cartridge suffering. In 2015, active wear plays a big part in upticks. So, I mean, you can look at the woman on the screen if you want to. I mean, I'm just looking
It's
at
not
this
on the screen.
thing, but
Screen.
it's not.
Nope.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I thought it was up there. I thought I put this up there. Oh, yeah, I didn't. Oh, there it is. Can you see it now?
It's working. It hasn't gotten on yet. The wheel's spinning.
Why the wheel keeps spinning? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I don't
There it
know. I don't know. Maybe they don't. Oh, hell no, I see it.
It's on now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's just showing you. Now, Bishop, let me pull it down a little bit more. Bishop, what me and Shaq was saying, I mean, I'm not really. I mean, I'm just bringing it up, and I just want y'all to pay. They're having surgery because they're saying that. Yeah, I mean, look, you see it, Shaq?
Is this a man or a woman? What is a man or a woman?
It's a woman.
Oh.
But they're having an elective surgery they're having an elective surgery to do this so they can get rid of the camel toe, but they're trying to have a surgery, like, I guess so they said that the tight exercise wear and comfort wear is the reason why they had to do this. Well, that means, to be honest, just stop wearing the damn tight clothes. Obviously, right?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is this? But what I was telling you, Bishop, and I'm about to do another show. You know what this show gonna be called?
What's that?
Why is self-esteem at an all-time low?
Oh, wow.
Damn.
That's a good one.
Damn.
That's a good one. I like that.
I gotta break this thing down, man, because
I think all of it's about that. Exactly. Everything's about that. Now, if you want to talk about disability, that self-esteem can be, low self-esteem can be bordering on, can lead to depression and all the rest.
However, when you ask a question about this, people tell you that they just being themselves. No, you being fake. Let's call it what it is. And matter of fact, these are things that people should not do, is what I'm saying. Because like I always say, if it's not self-esteem, you don't need to make all these modifications. You're born a human, that's it. Once you're in the world, that's it. You don't need anything. Really tell you the truth, women, y'all wear earrings, stuff like that. That's okay, fine. We don't need belly button piercings, nipple rings, eye rings, nose rings. You don't need no modifications. You perfectly fine as you came in. Even Bishop being, hey, look, he might have cerebral palsy, he might have a condition, but he's up and walking. The fact that he's still on earth is fine. You're fine. Right. All the modifications don't need to be adjusted.
Exactly.
Especially modifications on, and this is how the trans culture is also able to exist. Because of they have an elective surgery on this. So you have an elective surgery for that, then you have elective surgery for that. You have elective surgery on your nose or your eye or your hair or whatever,
like
right?
Michael Jackson did. Elective surgery.
Yeah. Well, he ain't the only one. He just
I'm saying, he was an example of someone who goes to the extreme. But to my point is, does that qualify to be considered disabled? Does that qualify to be considered that the state or the federal government should pay for those types of things? I just don't think they qualify. Cosmetic surgery, in my mind, which I call all of that is, I get what you say, it's still that. Why is it cosmetic? Because you cannot.
Yep. Damn. You hear me? Shaq.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, but he talking. Hey. Can't hear
Oh
you.
boy.
Hey, click out, come back in.
He must got a call or something. Yeah, go back out, Bishop, and come back in.
Damn. It's raining hard out here, but that ain't the reason why they're not. I don't know, man. They on one tonight, Shaq. They after me tonight.
What is that? You speaking sign language? I don't know sign language. I wish I did. Oh, he said you're gonna go back out, come back in.
You hear me? Go out, come back in. Go out, come back in. Go out, come back in. Yeah. I told him to go out and come back in.
Yeah, maybe he had got a phone call or something and interrupted his signal or something.
Man, damn. They don't like me tonight. It's all right.
I can hear you. I can hear you now. Good.
Yeah,
oh, there we go.
Yeah. They don't like me tonight.
They're bumping us all off. They're bumping everybody off.
I'm just talking about self-esteem, though. But what I'm saying, Bishop, is all part of self-esteem, and it got to be talked about because this you was born. You didn't have to make all these modifications, blah blah blah.
No. When this thing is
all this stuff, all this tattoos and
his
fake hair and all this shit.
Right. No. That was
bullshit. It's a fantasy. And you got to think Nicki Minaj and these type of rappers putting that daggone image out. Even Lil Kim from back in the day, but daggone is way outlandish right now. And you know what? And I didn't realize how outlandish it was I didn't know. But Shaq, I was talking to Shaq last week, and he had a conversation with his niece, and that shit was funny as hell. I'm in the background sitting there laughing, man. I'm sorry, Shaq. That's why I told you don't know shit. They know it all. You don't know a goddamn thing. You shut the hell up, and you let me live. Kanye West had an album called My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. You let me live my beautiful dark twisted fantasy, and you shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Kanye West had an album called that now. I'm just letting you know. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
It's true.
We got one.
Everybody got their own reality, baby. Everybody got their own reality. We're all hallucinating. It's all a dream. I'm gonna wake up.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
Yep.
Magazine, yeah. That's up.
Wake up one day.
Shaq, what does a magazine have? Virtual reality tabloid headlines.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But I just wanted to show you the woman getting cosmetic surgery and stuff. Bishop, I say you just got to be some crazy stuff right here, man.
Oh yeah, it does. Then they get all messed up, then they want surgery for that.
Well, what a life we live. But like the brother said, he ain't never seen nothing like this. But you know what?
And I'm older than he is, so you know I haven't seen nothing like this.
Yeah.
I was 5 when he was born, so I haven't.
I'm living in it, but hey, look here. This is what I'm gonna tell you. Hey, look. You know, did you hear that thing about Bishop about that thing with Beyonce and that song called "Church Girl" I sent you about?
Oh yes, Lord. Man, I got a whole lot on that. Let's have another program on that. Let's have another program on that, because I got a lot on that mess. I want to talk a lot about that.
Now, would that show be called Vanity Over Sanity? That show be called Vanity Over Sanity.
I like that. I like that title, Vanity Over Sanity.
But let me say something though. All jokes aside, though, this is the sad part. You got women that go to church.
The Clark sisters are the most famous gospel singers in the world. The Clark sisters. They have endorsed it. They have believed it. I got preacher friends. Preacher friends. I ain't talking about acquaintances, somebody reading about. I got preacher friends that are endorsing this, saying at least she's bringing up Christ. What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
It's better to bring him up any old kind of way than not to bring him up at all. Oh no, that's not true. That's a lie. That's a lie. You talking about every kind of twatting and twitting and all that kind of mess in that song? Talking about twerking and doing this and PUSSY and all this kind of mess and shaking it and tatting it and all that boy. And you talking about I'd rather have Christ in that than not at all. What? Christ in that? Don't bring Christ in that. Don't put Christianity in that. But you have preachers, pastors.
Well, they call it.
Wow.
Well, the guy Pastor Wooten said it was sacrilege. But I showed you a couple months ago earlier. Beyonce was on that magazine with that on that riding that red horse.
That's right.
I sent you that, right?
They mock the faith, and we once again. I don't know what's wrong with us. I really don't, because I don't care. The Christians, we don't stand for nothing either. Look at how they did. We were talking about it not long ago. How they endorsed. How they were outraged. Bryant was outraged. Sharpton outraged by the overturning of Roe versus Wade. Preachers, pastors, outraged because we want to keep babies alive in the mother's womb. How dare you want that? What? The church is going by the way of
One other side note information: Dennis Rodman, the basketball players, went over to Russia to help get Brittany Griner released. So they say.
There's another. They were watching because remember he was the first one that was a drag queen.
Yeah, right.
Remember that years ago when he was a drag queen then. People watching over there too.
Is Dennis Rodman a negotiator now? Is he the closer?
Yeah, he's supposed to be. He's the closer.
He's a negotiator now. He's the closer.
But all jokes aside, these are just more examples where I say, even with the Beyonce thing, I said to myself, well, I mean, like, wow. I mean, like, you know, like, yeah, some of the stuff she's saying is true, but I'm like, I didn't think she'd make a whole song. But this is the hypocrisy of it. Here's the real hypocrisy. Beyonce made 2 songs that they told her you need to re-record and release these songs. One, she said something about supposedly disabled people, and made another song that they didn't like. She recorded it. Do you realize the daggone when she made a song called Church Girl, they didn't make her change the lyrics or say nothing about it and let this thing go?
And some are endorsing it within the church. Within the church. Ain't no outside the church, in the church.
Yeah, I know. I saw that too.
Come on now. What's wrong with us?
Well, Bishop, I gotta go there. I gotta step on some toes.
Step on them.
Well, you gotta realize, not you, because I know you're way more conscious, but some people that's into church, into religion stuff, into Christianity, are still okay with what? Worshiping a homosexual deity.
The world. They're still in the world.
No, homosexual deity. A fact.
That's the world. They still are embracing the things of the world. Still. They haven't changed anything. I go again. Not just homosexuality, abortion. Everything that the world endorses, the church says, you right. You right. You know, the church actually, I'm going to tell you, I'm going back now. Going back to the 60s. The church actually endorsed the taking out of prayer in the school. They actually endorsed it. They said, yeah, that's right, because separation of church and state, it shouldn't be in the church. It shouldn't be in the school. The church has endorsed a lot of crap or turned the other way to other crap.
So hold on.
Strong for nothing for years. For years.
So let me ask you this, Bishop, because I graduated in 2000, right? The year 2000, right, from high school. Why did my high school give away the graduates Bibles? Why did they give us Bibles? What was that? What was that symbolic of? Because we never, like you said, we never talked about religion and church and nothing in the school. So why would we get a gift? Why would they gift us a parting gift of a Bible? What did that mean?
I guess it was cheap.
Huh?
So you can get a box of them for about $8. So I guess that was the cheapest.
I'm saying why would they gift us a Bible though? I didn't understand that. What the symbolic of?
Some of them are free. So what better gift to give you niggas but free Bibles?
Damn.
Didn't cost them nothing. Didn't cost them
wow.
nothing. Free Bibles.
That's deep.
And like when you go to a motel, inside the drawer is a Bible, a Gideon Bible.
Let me say something. One more thing. In New York, migrants are coming in and getting free medical service, insurance, and all that. Told where to go, where to live, getting luxury hotels. So somebody getting paid, brother.
Migrants or immigrants?
Migrants, immigrants, brother. They getting free phones too. Don't you know?
That's too
Oh
different.
yeah, I know
That's too different.
You ain't never heard that song by Toto and Biggie Smalls? Can't you see what you do to me? But I'm gonna say what you do for me. If I know you're gonna give me all this, I'm just gonna come on in and get all the benefits, baby. Hey, look, black folks, y'all get your ass out on the street and live in the homeless and stuff. We living in these luxury hotels. Man.
Yep, that's what's happening. That's what happened.
And don't ask Biden for nothing. Biden already told you. You want a dad gonna get something? Go talk to Hispanics. They might give you what's left on the plate. They might not.
Be glad you got crack pipes, huh? Be glad we gave y'all niggas crack pipes.
In 2040, I'll be 89. So
and gun buybacks as well. They had gun buyback in Richmond the other day. But that was kind of interesting. But people just bringing old guns and stuff. Some of my people I know brought old guns. But nevertheless, been on for quite some time. You know, this is pretty interesting. A lot of holdups and a lot of mix-ups and a lot of ins and outs. They've been messing with us.
And they're still gonna do it.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all go ahead and shout out your information and stuff. It's all right. I can deal with it.
Real Talk with the G-Man every Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. on Blog Talk Radio. Come join us on that wonderful occasion. Let me say very quickly where you can find us too. I think it's 623-999-3705 is our call-in number. If I'm wrong, take it on my brain, not my head. But I think that is it. Let me see.
But they can also follow you on Facebook, right?
Yeah, Gerald Scott on Facebook. Just plain old Gerald Scott. You see my face here. That's how I look on Facebook. Same type of looking. That's where you can find me right here on Facebook. Anywhere on Facebook, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on all the media. Just look for Scott. You'll find me. Look for Scott in this face. See it? That's me. I'm on Twitter. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Clubhouse. I'm on the Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on every social media. For a 70-year-old man, I get around these social media platforms because a whole lot.
You on TikTok?
I'm on TikTok. Yep, TikTok. Yeah, I'm on TikTok. I'm on Clubhouse. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. I'm on anywhere on the internet, you'll find Gerald Scott. I got an ancestry account. I got everything. You can find me anywhere. Anywhere you can find Scotty. You can find me. And our number is 563-999-3705. That's Real Talk with the G-Man every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio. 563-999-3705 is our call-in number.
All
righty. All right, man. You know, there's always another good outing, man. We got the think tank, man, from the different generations, man, through different generations, man, you know, and we got a voice. And we ain't scared to speak. We ain't scared to talk. And we damn sure ain't scared to walk it. So you can catch me on Instagram, CLE Smooth 81. You can catch me on Facebook, Chaq Edwards. That's CHAQ Edwards on Facebook. I showed enjoyed, appreciated Bernard, man. It's another great show, man. We tackled another one. We knocking them down, man. I think we done rolled another strike, baby. We done hit another strike, baby. We knocked all the pins down, baby. They gotta follow our lead. Man.
Yeah, let me say something. This show was supposed to have Meter Miles on there, but she had to cancel. So I know her son is going to Temple University. So said she come on after September 10th or whatever, 11th or whatever that is, right? So we try to get her on. She got some things she got to say. Shaq, I sent you a message of what she said earlier. I had to find a way to get around that. But like I said, with me, you can give me a Bernard. Hold on.
Is that the one you text me?
That's what I text
Okay,
you.
I read. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I explain it. But Yeah, Bishop, we're gonna talk about this when she comes on in September, right?
Okay.
It'll be me. It might be me and her. Some guests. I don't know. The panel might be full. They got a thing going in New York. They got assemblies or something. They be going after these politicians too. I just let you know they be going. I was on a Zoom meeting with them. They be going after these politicians. These politicians don't want no parts of them. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I like, oh, they be trashing these politicians.
Good.
But yeah, but nevertheless, you give me a Bernard Johnson, Facebook, Bernard 1120 Instagram, King BJ Fitness 32, KingBJMedia.com, KingBJFitness.com. But that'll probably go to DJMKingBJ.com, Twitter 1987BJ, and like I said, hey man, this year is going by so fast, right? It's like a light year, but you know what? Stars aligning, and I don't know. I hate to say it, but I don't like being right because I know by being right, a lot of people might be hurt. But you know what? I thought about it. Damn, I've been doing these videos for like 2 or 3 years, and everything I say been coming to fruition almost 95 to 97% of the time. Then they come back and drop the evidence, and they said, and I said, damn, BJ, you were right again. Damn, Shaq, you were right again. Dang, Bishop, you were right again. Dang, everybody was almost right. So, yeah. What is everybody else stuck in the sea of time or lost time? I'm not sure. But it is what it is. I mean, hey, I have no regrets or ill will to anybody who, didn't like what I said or hated, or said that what you saying sounds like something out of thin air. I said, well, I tell you, brother, since I did read the information, I mean, I'm not just talking out of thin air. I'm actually saying what I'm saying. Well, what gives you the right to say that? You're not verified information. It didn't come from CNN, NBC News, the media.
You don't come from Fox after. You don't come from nobody in particular. You verify. Right. There's no one source you use. You verify, back up that statement, go to another source, go to the international source. You go to not know, well, Fox News said this. No. Fox News said it. Let me verify. But, ain't nobody's word is gospel.
Well, so, but like the brother that called in was saying the exact same thing. Nobody's word is gospel. But
right.
That's when, unfortunately, that's what a lot of people have been tricked into, and I understand it. But actually, I don't understand it because you say this is for black folk now, Shaq, and Shaq, I want you to listen to this now. They say they don't like the white man, but then where you get your information from? The white Jewish media. So you don't like them, but then you say, oh yeah, or you're not verified. Well, I thought you said you ain't like what white people said though, right? That's what you told me, right? So it's hypocritical.
The caller did say you always got to ask questions. I was always taught about my grandmama. That's one thing she instilled in me. She was like, son, there's no wrong question to be asked if you don't know the answer.
And no stupid question either.
Right. Yeah, and no stupid question. If you don't know, ask the question.
You gotta ask somebody. If I don't know, it's gonna ask somebody. That's what I was raised.
Yes, and if you don't always assume.
Well, look here. You can't always assume anyway, because assume just means make an ass out of you and me.
There you go.
It's first three letters. First three letters, ASS.
Hey, make an ass out of you and me.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
You know what I always say? Assumptions can be deadly. Because when you assume that this is that, but you never had a conversation with me or anybody, you call me what you want. But I'm like the brother. I'm not sitting here yelling and getting boisterous. You got to find a way to disagree without being disagreeable. And that's something that a lot of people have.
Well, those who are indoctrinated, they are just so stuck on the indoctrination. Indoctrination is almost like hypnosis. You know, you
Yeah.
become you really like somebody done brainwashed you or something. That's what indoctrination is. When you've been brainwashed, and you stick with that. And I'm insulted when you challenge that. And I find it very offensive because I really sure enough believe that. But I've been taught that, and it's been drilling my mind and in my head. My grandpappy told me that. And I'm going to stick with it no matter what. It's indoctrination. And indoctrination is no more than brainwashing. You need to re-wash that brain of yours and get that brain cleaned out. But right now it's just all dusty and rusty and moldy and everything else.
Well, so this has all been very entertaining. So with that being said, I do want y'all to take your time. Y'all have a good night. Hey, look, next time, have another show. Who knows? Somebody text me when you're gonna have the judge back on. Who knows? Might bring the judge back on.
Good.
make it a little bit more entertaining. We'll take your time.
It'll be
All right.
Yeah,
All right. Peace.
Gotcha.